What's up, everybody? Our friend Jim, who previously had a dual battery kit installed on his bike when he was passing through here in Florida in the Tampa Bay area, reached out to us and said, hey, my display is giving me an error E10. 90% sure it is the controller. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the Lectric all-wheel aftermarket display and controller kit, and we are going to open up this XP 1.0 and see if we can bring life back to his system, which includes the electric all-wheel dual battery discharge balancer kit. And he actually went and got the Amazon 48 volt 10 amp hour battery from our preferred link. So appreciate you there, Jim. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and if you're in the area, check out the Facebook group E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in there, make an event, and go for a ride with your e-bike friends. We're going to go ahead and test this out. I'll show you the error real quick so you can see what I'm talking about, and then we'll pop it open and test it. Because he has a dual battery, we'll be able to do it with the bike open so we don't have to put it back together. Awesome. Without further ado, here we go. So there's his E10. We did pop the motor. There's no override on the error, so it's still showing E10 first. One thing I do love is Jim looking out for us, actually put the QR code on the back of our business card on his bike because he gets so many questions about his dual battery balancer. So for that, Jim, you will be rewarded with one of our kits. So this is an external balancer install where the balancer is actually external. And so what I'm doing right now is loosening up the straps so that I can get the slack and get the end cables out here so I can unplug. There we go. All I need is this one. Very first thing is we're just going to swap this. One thing to keep in mind, right, there is a very definitive difference between these two plugs on our aftermarket controller. These two 5-pins, the wiring sequence on the outside is what you want to follow. Red and yellow on the outside, black and red on the outside here. It may be alternating colors, but you're going to get the idea as you start installing this. And the kicker here is those are the only two that can be mixed up. The rest of them, you can't really mess it up. They're one-way plugs. Now with these, I always stress that you make sure you have your hand on the bullet connector when you pull so you don't mess up the wiring on these. All right, that's factory out. Let's go ahead and get a hold of our phase wires. All I'm doing right now is just kind of unwinding it so it's not a mess. And then it's color to color on the phase wires. So now we're going to look for a red and yellow 5-pin. What do we have here? We have red and yellow on the outside, so that's this one. Now I'm looking for my 4-wire. I have my 5-pin in hand, so let me just go ahead and get that. Here's my single white and that speed sensor. Here are brake handles or lights. I think it's brake handles. Lights, gray and black, white and black. That. Now it's 3-pin female to male, and then 3-pin male to female. Looks like we're about done. Let's go ahead and plug in the battery. Pop is because the external battery is on. Okay, Jim had already undone this from the handlebars. So all you need to do is undo your wrap, so your cable wrap, and then once you do that, just go ahead and unplug your display. Before we mount, we're just going to go ahead and plug in. And then I'm going to hit the power button. Perfect. And then it's showing in PAS 1 already. So let's see if we can get some life. Let me go ahead and rest this up here. Give it a little tilt. Beautiful. That's what we're after. All right, so this is now a working system. We're going to go ahead and get this display installed and then get this installed as well. And then he will be on his way again. Need to make sure and not drop the nuts off of this thing. So right now I'm just getting these screws started. I'm not tightening them down because I need to get my rubber spacers in here that come with the display. Always being careful to watch out for this nut. I'm on shell, so if I lose it, it sucks. Now we're gonna undo this one. Keep in mind there's a nut under here too that you don't want to lose, so watch out for that. We have life Let me see about setting these. That's screen brightness. Ah, there we go. PO2. Miles versus kilometers. Good to go. There we go. Perfect. So if you'll recall, we have an external install, so some slack that needs to be relinquished here. We are going to go ahead and get some tape on this connection too. Since this is an external install, I still need to deal with my balancer and cabling. So I'm just bringing all that back into play. And then he in line. Get everything up and in. This top loop. One last top loop tightened. Now I'm gonna get his cable wrapped back up. Well, there you have it. We have successfully replaced the factory Lectric display and factory controller with the electric all-wheel aftermarket controller and display fit for the XP 1.0 and 2.0. And it is installed with a dual battery discharge balancer that was previously installed. He put some miles on it before his controller and display went to the wayside. Pretty happy about that. I'm sure he's going to be happy. We're going to get a quick return on this bike. Benefits of having worked on so many Lectrics. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and as always, the Facebook group E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in that Facebook group, make an event, and go for a ride with your e-bike friends. We will leave links to the products used on this bike in the description below. Check out electricallwheel.com. We will talk to you next time.